Today we have huge news for WWE 2K23. We're gonna talk today about the reveal trailer, match types, and a little bit more. Let's get into it. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? We're getting so close to a reveal for 2K23. And today I'm kind of excited because I got a little bit of exclusive news to be able to share with all of you. This information is sourced from Pro Wrestling Headlines. They were putting out cryptic tweets about 2K23 just the other day. I reached out directly and they're willing to share all of this exclusive information regarding the game. If you guys go on to enjoy this video, please do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff. The first piece of information is that according to Pro Wrestling Headlines and their source, there will be a reveal this month with a live action trailer with gameplay clips. This is outstanding news. It's exactly what we need. This does not specify whether or not it's going to happen at the Royal Rumble, but I gotta believe it's going to happen at the Rumble itself. We are 3 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. We could see a reveal trailer before that, but it seems to all line up and make the most sense based on the reports that have been coming out online that the Rumble is when they are going to show this thing off. To be able to get a live action trailer with gameplay clips is awesome. This would tie in with the reports from PW Insider regarding the commercial being shot for 2K23 in LA, where a number of stars were reported doing the advertisement, doing the commercial, from Bianca Belair, Cody Rhodes, and more. Based on Pro Wrestling Headlines source, it looks like we are going to get this trailer mixed in with new gameplay. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, because if we're gonna get not just a live action shot commercial of the game with a teaser banner, we're gonna get gameplay included. That has me so excited because it really makes me think we are going to be able to see something fresh and some of the updates, what they want to show off for this mode. So with gameplay, it's very exciting. With regards to 2K22 and wrapping a little bow on it and when it's going to be done, there is still supposed to be one more patch for the game. And as we are 3 weeks away from the Royal Rumble and 2K23 is right around the corner in terms of marketing and promoting, I believe that the game is going to receive one more patch probably by this week, and we will get a final My Faction patch with small bug fixes, a little bit of a My Faction card update, probably, in my prediction, probably something promoting the Royal Rumble and a Royal Rumble card pack. But I don't see anything beyond that in terms of them fixing huge pieces within the game. I think it's done, and I think they will give us one more patch, I believe, in the next week. Okay, are you ready for the next piece of news? Again, coming from Pro Wrestling Headlines, and please go follow them on Twitter, link in the description below. According to their source, Bray Wyatt is scheduled to be DLC in 2K23. Now, if this comes true, what do you think about having Bray Wyatt as part of DLC? We don't know if this would be day one DLC or something that would come further down the road. Adding him in as DLC kind of makes sense. Wyatt returned at Extreme Rules in 2022, which was October the 10th. And I'm highlighting this because we got to think about when 2K could have captured Bray's new look, his new entrance, the music, all of this stuff. It would have to be around October, November, December for them to try and capture Bray Wyatt. Possibly even January at like the Royal Rumble, because we know that that's when Bray is going to have his first televised match against your boy LA Knight. Yeah. So with this being reported by Pro Wrestling Headlines source, I think that we could see a Bray Wyatt DLC midway through the year. Gives fans something to really look forward to. We know that like everybody would want to buy the Bray Wyatt DLC. Whether that is a Bray Wyatt with Fiend and all the different versions of Bray, or it's just standalone Bray Wyatt 2022-23 version with other stars attached to the DLC pack. That's your headliner for a DLC. That would make so much sense for marketing. I know it would upset some fans, to be honest, because you say, why can't I get Bray Wyatt day one? But again, could be day one DLC as long as you buy the pack or the season pass. From 2K's side, I think that that is a great marketing idea and way to boost sales, because we want to play as Bray Wyatt. Now, I want to highlight something from Mike Straw Media from his website, MikeStrawMedia.com, because a few months ago, Mike was reporting on some of the rumored updates and fixes and changes that we're going to see to 2K23. One of them that I want to highlight here is when Mike said that the only large gameplay change will come in the form of a new pinning system. We questioned this and what this could look like. Pro Wrestling Headlines has also doubled down on this by saying that they have a new pinning system that is going to be in the game, but their source described it as being not very good and was being very vague about it. So we don't have any confirmed details of what the new pinning system is. What do you think about a new pinning system that we might be getting for the game? I'm a little worried. I didn't really have any problems with the button mashing that we were getting from 2K22. Plus, you could change it over to the meter system. I don't like the meter system at all. If we had the wheel again from 2K19 and previously, that was fine, but I think fans just kind of want options. What is the happy medium for a pin system? And I'm surprised that this is something that they want to address and work on or change. Because frankly, we're going to be wondering about some of the fixes that we're going to see in the game, right? Pinning system wasn't really top priority for me. But if they introduce a new or modified pin system that is different from 2K22 and it's built upon that, and let's say the feedback is pretty much average or fans don't like it. Remember that when 2K22 was released, the referee count was off. Fans immediately were complaining about how the referee was counting pins in the game, and 2K patched this right away. So if the pin system is lackluster, bothers fans, makes us unhappy, and everyone is really upset about it and it's just not working, then it's something that 2K could probably and fairly easily patch and fix even before it releases. I also want to go back and highlight a quote from MikeStrawMedia.com, who wrote back in November regarding 2K's overall thoughts on the engine itself, because we're talking about the pin system, but we want to be able to highlight what we can kind of expect for 2K23 from gameplay side. Mike wrote that for WWE 2K23, the studio has doubled down on the WWE 2K gameplay and has worked in major ways to reduce clipping, improve hit detection, and more. While 2K22 was the foundation, 2K23 is said to have more polish than any game in the 2K series. This is very much what I have been speculating on for a very long time, that 2K23 is going to be that incremental polished update of 22, where we're not going to see crazy graphical enhancements, we're not going to see 10 new match types thrown in there, like everything overhauled. I think we are going to get a much more polished version of 2K22. They build off of that. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They add in a few more elements. They tweak a few more things. They make the game much more stable and polished. And I definitely think that that's the direction we're going to get for this year. Okay, now the big piece of news coming from Pro Wrestling Headlines. Thank you very much for supporting the channel and providing the details like this. According to their source, one new match type that they are focused on is going to be War Games. War Games! According to Pro Wrestling Headlines source, War Games is a match type that 2K is focused on bringing to 2K23. However, they said that this is a mode that they're focused on adding. That was the language that was given to me. So I wonder if War Games is going to be added in potentially a little bit later in the cycle of the game, that it may not be day one. Or they could do, this is where I'm speculating, they could do a couple of wild things with War Games to be able to get it into the game. Number one of the easiest things and easiest ways I think that they would promote it, add it into the game, is that if they put it on current gen, next gen consoles and PC, making War Games available on PC, Xbox Series X, and putting it on PlayStation 5, and not putting it on last generation, because War Games probably wouldn't work at all. The other thing I can see them doing is making it on next gen only, but releasing War Games midway through the summertime for the game. If 2K does something really wild and different here, I don't totally expect them to do anything other than go with what's tried and true for 2K. But if they were going to change up the formula for DLC, for add-on content, what they could be doing is adding War Games as a specialty add-on bonus for next gen that you can only get by buying it through a season pass or additional content DLC. Now that opens a can of worms of like, hey, you're putting a match type behind a paywall. I totally agree. I don't think that's the way they should do it. I think War Games, if it is going to be in, according to the reports, then I think War Games day one in there, go. That's your headliner. That's your banger match type that fans will go crazy for if they're going to be able to see War Games. But I can see them kind of messing around with, if it's tricky to pull off from a technical standpoint, they give themselves a little bit more time to polish it to make sure the mode works, and they put it in as part of a future release or patched, or they're going to sell it separately for the game. The final bit of information that I inquired about was going to be with regards to Showcase and asking who do we think the Showcase star is going to be. Pro Wrestling Headlines gave me their feedback and what they think, not through their sources, but just their opinion on it. They believe that the superstar is going to be either Randy Orton or Edge. This is what so many people are speculating online about, and Pro Wrestling Headline's opinion is that we could be seeing a 20 years of Randy Orton showcase for the game. What do you think about that? I've said numerous times that I think we could easily see Orton, Edge, Undertaker as kind of your main possibilities for a showcase star. There's a lot you can mine from Randy Orton. Love that they could be able to include Evolution in there, different arenas, different versions of Randy Orton over the years, his different looks. There's a lot you could pull from a Randy Orton showcase, as well as an Edge and an Undertaker for sure. The showcase star has not been confirmed, we'll have to wait and see, but pulling all the different reports from Mike Straw Media, as well as Pro Wrestling Headlines, mashing it together, we look to be getting some incremental, some decent improvements for 2K23. Like Mike Straw Media pointed out in a previous article he did, he wrote that for the rumors of the fixes and updates, we would see like My GM mode getting mid-card singles titles, more customization for the players, My Faction making its return to the game with multiple improvements and additions. If we get War Games, maybe special guest referee, an updated roster, and things like collision detection, the glitches, they're fixed. GM mode gets its updates, universe mode gets fixed up a bunch. We could be looking at a really, really awesome game. Big question is, when is 2K going to start marketing the game? Do you see it being at the Royal Rumble? And then we have a very quick, like 60-day turnaround time for the game to be released around mid-March? I'd love to know your thoughts, and click right here for more 2K23 news, rumors, and updates. See ya.